Hi, I'm Catherine Meyer, and I'm the Clinical Director at Balance Mental Health and Wellness. I hope you already watched the video that Lucy, one of my employees, was able to prepare regarding the family support assessment that we've created and are teaching you how to use. So this second piece is going to go over a few more details um, related to sort of troubleshooting and administering the assessment, things you might think of in preparing yourself or wanting to go over after the fact. So what I just want to point out is that the administration of the assessment can be done over the phone, via a video call, email, whatever will ensure that the results get back. So if it's just emailed out to the families and they return it, great. I think much like many other things that have happened during COVID, we've had to find creative ways to be sure that we are able to collect what we need and keep moving forward. So just like other assessments, the DECA and the ASQ, you will ask the questions and let the family answer from their perspectives. We want to acknowledge that these are sensitive topics. It's understandable that the families might have strong reactions to various questions, that even the folks who are administering might have some strong reactions. But we know that you're aware you're a mandated reporter and you're prepared and ready to be able to ask hard, sensitive questions and to be able to support families through those. The questions have been tailored to hopefully feel less intrusive while still collecting very valuable and important information, so we know how to best support the families that are in need. If the family doesn't want to answer some of the questions, perhaps they do find them too sensitive or maybe even still too intrusive. We want to try to nevertheless collect the information in the most gentle way possible. So of course, we're going to reassure them that answers are kept confidential and they'll only be shared with a mental health professional who can support them in relationship to whatever their answers are on those questions. You can also give the family the option of reaching out yourself to Balance directly as a warm handoff without actually having to complete the entire assessment. What that means is that instead of completing the assessment, you just go ahead and let us know, I think this family might be in need of support, but they're not going to complete the assessment. So could you reach out to them? That is part of what we're doing right now. The assessment really is designed to just help us narrow down which are the families in need of support. And if answering the questions feels too uncomfortable to them, what that says to us is maybe they're in need of support, and it's okay that they don't have to outline every single area of need on an assessment over the phone with one of the staff members. The point is, if they really don't want to answer the questions, they do not have to. It's not a requirement. If they have a strong emotional reaction to the assessment, so maybe they're just saying, oh no, I don't want to answer that question, and you can kind of go through that process with them. But you might ask a question that they feel really overwhelmed by. Maybe it makes them cry. Maybe they stop and they start to have heightened anxiety. Slow down, give them some time to answer. Be sure you're validating their feelings and saying, sometimes these are really sensitive questions. You notice hopefully that I am avoiding words like these questions are too hard or, oh, this is really difficult. We can validate big emotions without having to code those as too hard or too difficult. Sometimes that can be our go-to language. We really want to send the messages we're aware that these are sensitive questions, might cause them to feel more vulnerable. They're really important questions to help us know how to best support the families. You want to let them know that if they want, mental health professionals can reach out to them as soon as possible to start services. Again, weaving right back to the point that this assessment is really designed for that. And that if they're having very strong emotional reactions to these questions, the likelihood is they're a family in need of support, and we want to be able to offer that to them. That might even be a cue to stop the assessment right there and say, you know what? How about we give you the information on the mental health professionals that are able to support all of our families and kids enrolled in the Head Start program? And don't go any further with the assessment. Just share our information and ask them if they would like one of us to reach out to them right away to start services immediately. I believe that Lucy's video already went over some grading options for the assessment and how to refer the families, but I'm just going to go over that one more time here. So step one, you're going to double check the total scores of each part, make sure it's been filled out correctly, and you're going to get a total for part A score. This should be fairly familiar, for example, to the ASQ, how each component has a different score, and then we flip to that back page and we enter each score individually. So you're going to get a part A, a part B, and a part C. And we're going to identify that total B score of 1 or more is going to require a referral, because those are families that really need our assistance, really need our support. They need that extra layer of care that comes from the mental health professionals that Head Start has arranged. Step two, you're going to determine their total risk score. So that's going to be score A plus score B. If the total risk score is 4 or more, that's going to require a referral. So now we've got 2 layers of requiring a referral, right? In step one, just to go back again, that if part B is 1 or more, you make a referral to us. If part A plus part B is 4 or more, then you're also going to do a referral. Last, step 3, determine the composite score. So we're going to do a little subtraction here. The total risk score that you already got from step 2 minus score C. So score C is that resiliency score. If the composite score is 3 or more, then you're also going to make a referral. There could be composite scores of 0. There could be composite scores of negative numbers even. Those are for families who have really high resiliency and not as much risk. That's great. A negative score, how lovely. That means they really have some good skills in place to get themselves through, especially these hard times like COVID. So again, just to quickly review, step 1, if you get a score of 1 or more on part B, you refer. In step 2, once you've determined the total risk score, if it's a 4 or more, that gets a referral. And step 3, when we take the resiliency score and we subtract it from the total score, if we get 3 or more on the composite score, then you're also going to do a referral. So here you can see that review, right? Refer if total B score is 1 or more, total risk score is 4 or more, the composite score is 3 or more. If none of these referrals have been met, a referral is not required. However, you might determine that a family is in need of services, and we trust your judgment. So if the family hasn't been willing or able to complete the assessment, we'd love you to refer them to us if you think that they're in need of mental health support. If they qualify in any of these categories, we'd love you to refer to us so that we can offer support. And even if they don't qualify, but you just think that they need support, please, we'd love you to refer them to us. The referral process that I keep referring to and talking about is that your Head Start contacts, your center director, or at the main office will have specific steps for this part of the process. The general overview is going to be that you are telling the families that there are mental health professionals who have been secured through Balanced Mental Health and Wellness to provide support to the families. And that once you let your center director know that this family is in need, we can reach out directly to them. They don't have to wait to call us or have time to send us an email or whatever the case may be. However, you are welcome to share with them my email address. Know that we will be reaching out to them once you let us know that they have qualifying scores or that your best judgment is that they would be in need of our support. So you can see my email right there is kmeyerlcsw@protonmail.com. The assessments can get sent to me. In fact, every single one of them can get sent to me. And even if you don't highlight or point out that a family is in need of services, we can certainly look at the scores and determine, this is a family in need of services. So we're trying to account for all possible scenarios to make sure really at the end of the day that families are getting the needs met, that families are getting the support that they are in need of, and to know that we are available to do that for them. After the referral, what happens? So once the referral is sent, one of our staff members at Balance will reach out to the family via phone. We go over their assessments with them. We determine what kind of intervention we might be able to offer to them. Might it be psychotherapy or counseling, case management, or both potentially. We tend to not call it psychotherapy when we talk to the families because that word is a little bit too formal, but we use words like counseling or mental health support. Our hope is to create a partnership with the family in identifying their needs, in them being aware of what they feel like their needs are, and then us attempting to meet those needs. We create the timeline then with the family. How many sessions might they be needing? Again, is it meeting with the parents versus meeting with the children? Is it having a whole family meeting? Um, and so each plan will be individualized to meet the needs of whatever family we have on the phone. The timeline for this process. So you can see a really nice timeline here, that the assessments and training materials are sent to the Head Start office this very first week of March. Then the Head Start directors and operation managers are going to start training the staff. So hopefully you're in the middle of that, given that you're watching this video. And then you'll start administering and scoring the family assessments. After that, you'll finalize those assessments and submit them to Balance so that we can start reaching out to the families. Our hope is that by the end of March, we will be able to connect with these families and provide them some of the additional support that they are in need of. If you have any further questions, you know you can reach out to your center director. You know you can reach out to folks at the NACOG Head Start office. You're also welcome to contact myself or Lucy, the two of us who have made these videos to train you. You can see our emails there, as well as the phone number to the office, which is 928-286-7229. Thank you so much for partnering with us to support the families. We have really enjoyed working with Head Start, working with you directly as staff members, and also being able to work with the families. And we look forward to whatever comes next.